I mastered math out of pure spite. I was a perfectly average B student in high school, coasting through classes, doing the bare minimum, content with a life of moderate effort and no real academic drama. Then came Mrs. Owens. She was my 11th grade math teacher and had one rule that lit a fire in my soul: no calculators. Because in the real world, you won't always have one in your pocket. This was 2019. I literally had a smartphone with a calculator in my pocket as she said it. Something about her smug little smile when she caught someone trying to sneak a calculator made my blood pressure spike. So I did what any irrational, petty teenager would do. I decided to become her perfect student, but with maximum sarcasm. I started doing every calculation by hand, but I didn't stop there. I wrote out every excruciating detail, where other students would just write something like 486 x 324 equals 157 464. I filled 3 pages showing the step-by-step long multiplication process like I was writing an instruction manual for aliens. For long division, I added dramatic flair. As we embark upon this mathematical journey, we must divide 15,125 by 125. Let us begin. When she asked for just the answer, I'd launch into a monologue about the importance of showing our work, quoting her exact words from earlier in the semester. She started grading me with dead-eyed exhaustion, but I wasn't done. I memorized obscure mathematical formulas and derailed class with historical tangents. Speaking of the quadratic formula, did you know the ancient Babylonians were solving similar equations around 2000 BC? I'd love to walk the class through their method. Then I started the Mathematics Appreciation Club. We met at lunch. Our only activity? Solving equations without calculators and narrating each step through a megaphone. We had 30 members. We were committed to the bit. If another teacher mentioned calculators, I'd yell from down the hall, "Why would I need a calculator when I can experience the pure joy of manual computation?" Even in group projects, where calculators were allowed, I'd say, "Sorry, I don't trust technology," while pulling out a stack of graph paper. Let me show you the beauty of long division. My grades went from B's to perfect A's. Not because I loved math, but because I poured hours into ensuring every number was flawless. Every homework became a mini math novel, complete with footnotes citing historical mathematicians. The final straw? Our end-of-year project, plan a road trip. Most kids used Google Maps and calculators. I showed up with a sextant and an actual paper map. I insisted on calculating distances using trigonometry and celestial navigation. I gave a 6-hour presentation on how sailors navigated using stars while doing every calculation by hand. Mrs. Owens tried to stop me. I just smiled and quoted her from day one. In the real world, you won't always have a calculator. When I handed in my 47-page project, complete with hand-drawn star charts, she finally snapped, "Just use a calculator like a normal person." I pulled out a folder. "Didn't you say on September 7th at approximately 10:15 a.m., quote, real mathematicians don't rely on technology?" The next day, a box of calculators appeared on her desk. New classroom policy. Calculators are now required for all assignments. She didn't look at me once. After that, I went back to using a calculator. But 3 years later, in boring meetings, I still catch myself doing mental math. Not because I want to, but because the habit stuck. The kicker? I majored in computer science. My entire career is literally telling computers to do math for me. And sometimes, when I'm writing code, I think of Mrs. Owens and wonder if she knows her dumb little rule forced me to master math skills I've never needed again, purely out of spite.